Look at how cute. Sorry, I forgot we were taking it off for this video. Hello, my darlings. Welcome or welcome back to my channel if you are returning. Either way, I'm happy to have you. The setting looks a little bit different because I switched the layout of my bedroom. I recently turned 19, so I wanted to kind of switch things up a bit, not being the same old, but it's still the same bedroom, still the same me, and we're back. In this video, we talk about dropping the mask for good. What I mean the mask, dropping the performance for good, letting go of our need for external validation, and hopefully encourage you to embrace your truest identity without fear of rejection from out there. Growing up as a child and into our adulthood, we create this identity that keeps us safe within our environment, whether that was school, and for a lot of people that was the case, or even in their household. Either way, we create this identity that helps us adapt to wherever we are, and it protects us because at some point we were taught that being ourselves came with dangers that we weren't able to face head on at the time. We didn't know how to handle that. I spent a really long time cultivating an identity that felt true and authentic to me, that wasn't based on survival. And I think that I knew when I found peace within myself was when people would compliment me on my energy or my presentation. And I would just sit there like, what? I would be there trying to pinpoint exactly what I was giving off because I wasn't intentionally trying to give off anything. I was just in my body staying present. And that's when I realized that I had let go of performing so profoundly that the whole concept of external perception flew out the window. Real life gives us so many opportunities to show up and behave and act and respond in accordance to what feels right to us, but we resist it because whatever we wanted to respond with kind of challenges the identity that we prefer or maybe others prefer. If you've always been a more outgoing person and you really like socializing and you really like putting yourself out there, but showing that version of you has gotten negative reactions in the past, so you've kind of taught to hold your tongue, be a little bit more introverted. Whenever situations that prop up that give you the opportunity to be that extroverted version of yourself that you suppress, you resist it because you're like, hold on, wait. I don't want to get that same reaction again. So what you do is that you tell her to pipe down and you act in accordance to what you feel like will be received better. Over time, we naturally put ourselves in these boxes to be more digestible to other people. An example that can be used if you're putting yourself in a box is only dressing a certain way because you want to receive a certain amount of acceptance. I know that my style has changed drastically over the years, and it's safe to say that my taste in fashion and how I actually dress is finally parallel to each other because I'm finally acting and buying things in accordance to what I like, entirely forgetting about how many people prefer me wearing this or how many people would rather I not wear that. What I'm trying to say is that I started embracing all of my interests, not just the ones that were easy to categorize. I know coquette is very in theme right now, but the truth is, I've always loved it. Ever since I was young, I've always loved it. And so I always kind of added on to that style. I mean, I love bears, I love bows, I love antique and vintage things. People meet me right off the bat and they immediately associate me with those things. But now they've categorized me in their head. So when they see me express interest in other things, they get taken aback almost. And that's because people like things when they are predictable. It feels more safe, it feels more comforting, and it feels like they aren't going to be caught off guard, which to some people is their comfort zone. Predictability feels safe to a lot of people's nervous systems because it allows them to prepare their reaction, prepare their response, prepare their next move. I think it was in April where I started experimenting a little bit more with my hair and my makeup and my clothes, and people see me all light and coquette and all of that, and I wanted to kind of take it down a notch, get it down because it's like the darker part of the spectrum. Whatever. For my makeup on my eyes, I was wearing like really dark eye makeup, and I made my brows look bleached. I made them look blonde because I've seen everybody doing it, and every time I see it, I'm like, wow, I need that on my face right now. And I did like a nude lip. Basically, I wanted to accentuate my eyes and my hair so that it kind of looks a little cool. And then I had another robe that was all black, and I changed my necklace as well. So it was kind of like a fun, I don't know what you would call it, honestly, like an alternative kind of look. I even made like freckles. It was super cool. Point is, I fell in love with it. So when I went to go hit post, I felt my heart beating a little faster than usual. 90% of the people that I keep on my social media are people that I know. People who know me for what anybody would know me for at face value, right? And while I was nervous, I was also really excited because it was like, in a way, me saying, okay, well, the fact that you placed me in a box isn't really my problem. I don't belong there. So if somebody else puts you in a category in their brains and they write this entire script for you that you aren't even aware about and you start acting out of line of it, that's nobody's fault but theirs. When I posted it, I got like 2 positive reactions and then 1 negative reaction from somebody very close to me, actually. They made it their mission to slide up and let me know that they did not like it. And I just remember responding, oh, okay, well, cool. I didn't react negatively to the negative response, nor did I react at all to the positive ones. I didn't post it for validation. I posted it in attempt to expand the entire concept around me, to almost show that there is more behind what I want you to know about me. I don't know. I like that example because to me, it tells me that I can't keep going against my natural current to keep some people calm. You know, I can't naturally stiffen myself forever to avoid rippling the water because other people prefer it still. Realistically, even in nature, you don't want to take a swim in still water. Because, yeah, it's peaceful, but 99% of the time, it's contaminated. There are people that are going to naturally make space for your growth because they weren't holding you down or limiting you in the first place. When you start operating from authenticity, you shift your own focus, you filter out your own options, you start choosing what you want instead of what you think you should want. People who are not meant for you, and not because they're bad people, not because they have horrible hearts, but because they do not have the capacity to expand the space within your connection for your growth, will not understand it. And it is not your job to teach them if they have already positioned themselves to misunderstand you. Okay? So stop over explaining yourself to teach your brain a little lesson that the only opinion that holds the most weight is your own. And on the topic of being loved and accepted and holding space for your growth, you do not need to be perfect in order to have fun. You do not need to be perfect to be loved or post a picture. In fact, you don't even need to judge how well you showed up through other people. We don't love the people that we love because of their looks. And we most certainly do not love them any less because of their flaws, okay? People see you exactly as you are. They see all of the things that you consider imperfections, and they still treat you anyway because those things do not hold enough weight or any to dictate how they show up for you, to dictate how they love you. So let me ask you this: if our insecurities and our flaws don't define us, nor do they change the relationship between the people who actually matter, why are we still hiding? I honestly don't understand the amount of credit that we give our insecurities, the amount of power that we give them. Because in reality, they don't do anything but torment us. Because on the outside, nobody cares. At least the right people don't care. You need to also understand the quality of attention that you are receiving. If you want to be liked by a piece of shit, there's some work that you need to do there. If you want to be loved by good people, good individuals that don't judge you off of face value, that is the kind of attention that matters. Because people who judge people and criticize people and measure their worth based off of what they look like or what that person can provide them, that's not the kind of person you want to be validated by because it's not quality. You deserve quality. You need to start feeling loved by things that are more consistent. Because the thing about external validation, whether it's love, hate, indifference, it fluctuates. It's never consistent. The best consistency that you can get is admiring your own qualities. We are not always going to look this young and beautiful, quote unquote, using modern terms, because I do think that aging can be beautiful. We're not always going to have the same people beside us. And when we go, we're going to be going alone. So I think that you should get a head start and start feeling loved by things that are going to be consistent and permanent forever. And those are the qualities of the kind of person you already are. The way that you speak to other people, the way you show up for somebody in need, the way you show up for yourself. God, you need to start loving your brain. You need to start loving the way that you think, the way that you form thoughts, the way that the things that you love play a role in your personality. This video is that yes, you don't need external validation. We got that out of the way. But it doesn't mean disconnect. It does not mean disconnect from your community. We need each other. But before you can serve other people, you need to understand the quality of yourself. You need to understand the quality that you are bringing to the table. Fall in love with your passions because they say a lot about you. You like reading? You want to write a book one day? Fall in love with writing a book. Fall in love with the version of you who's already an author. You like video creation? Fall in love with video creation and fall in love with the version of you that shows up on camera every single time. You laugh at every single joke. You laugh even after 10 minutes from the joke. You have the ability to go back and revisit memories and feel those sensations in your body all over again. That's what it's called to be alive. Oh, but Aurora, the joke is over. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. That's why I love it. Nothing is that serious. We spend too much of our lives bracing, trying to predict the thought that is forming between somebody else's eyes so that then we can determine what our next move should be. I think we should do something different. I think that we should start responding from where we are instead. And where is that? In the present moment, in our bodies. Speaking the languages of our hearts. And just like that, my love, we have made it to the end of another video. I really hope that you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you, and I will happily see you in my next one. Bye-bye.